Much of what makes the life of a truck driver successful is in the planning and preparation that goes into each journey. My mileage per day averages 350 to 450 miles, with a day every so often over 500 miles. That translates to 7.5 to 9 hours of driving each day. Other drivers who have different schedules are able to drive more miles in a given day. Ultimately, every driver looks for something different. Miles aren't as important to me as others, as I tend to average fewer miles per month as a training engineer, since I give my students a bit of extra time to get things like backing done. If you're looking for ways to maximize your miles, you can do that, too. While the interstate system is where I usually find myself tooling along to efficiently deliver my cargo, there's enough city, town and state highway driving to keep my skills sharp and my attention focused. Make no mistake, even as I enjoy the sights, my responsibility is to my fellow motorists to drive my truck in a safe manner and be a patient professional truck driver. Thankfully, there are often opportunities to stop and enjoy a local view or perhaps a restaurant that features something you haven't had a chance to try. I had some great catfish in Louisiana. The life of a truck driver is ultimately what you make it, and I've found it to be a rewarding career packed with new challenges and opportunities every day. Is it worth being a truck driver? Pros: many people love being behind the wheel all day and find great satisfaction in hauling the freight that people use on a day-to-day basis. This pride makes truck driving worth it. For a lot of experienced drivers, what makes the job hard is the stirs. Truck driving can be hard, but rewarding. Truck driving isn't always easy, but once you complete TDI's 3-week truck driving school and launch your career on the road, the benefits far outweigh the challenges. Is truck driving a good career? Driving a truck is one good career option. There are a number of reasons that many like to take up driving a truck as a full-fledged career. Both men and women can flourish in this field. Trucking is not only fun and adventurous, but also gives you a secure future where you will be in demand. What's it like being a truck driver? Truck driving is a career choice like any, however trucking requires tailoring a lifestyle completely around a job. The inability to participate in daily life and the solitude can take a toll on anyone. However, this is a part of the position as an over-the-road or OTR driver. Do truck drivers wear diapers? You sleep in your truck, you eat in your truck, you spend every minute in your truck. The trucks have sleeper berths behind the cab, with bunk beds and cabinets and a few shelves, and that basically becomes your home for weeks at a time. Some truck drivers even wear diapers to avoid stopping at bathrooms. Not kidding! Are truck drivers rich? In fact, you may never get rich from a truck driving career. But, personally, for me it was worth it. As a new truck driver, I invested my time to get the experience I needed. As a result, I was hired by the trucking company of my choice. Eventually, I did end up getting paid a very hefty driving wage. So why do truck drivers quit? They abandon the idea. When they feel underappreciated and underpaid, truck drivers currently in the industry are leaving their jobs to look for something that offers better pay, benefits and working conditions. Low wages. There was a time when truck drivers made decent money for their hard work. Is truck driving stressful? From making sure that their vehicle is in tip-top shape, to managing their hours correctly, making deadlines, getting enough sleep, safely operating the truck, and navigating legal and regulatory hurdles, truck driving can be about as stressful a job as there is. Is driving a truck harder than a car? Yes, driving a pickup truck can be harder than a regular car, especially at first. Pickup trucks are longer and heavier than the average commuter or family van. With a little bit of practice, you will find that pickup trucks are reliable, comfortable, and easy to operate. How many days off does a truck driver get? Do all your research first about the lifestyle of being a truck driver. Local truck drivers get 2 days off every week. Over-the-road truck drivers, it varies from 2 weeks out with 2 days off. Some more, some less depending on who you work for. I hope you will be a truck driver. Life of a truck driver, what an average day is really like? You hear the ads on the radio, and see the billboards with smiling truck drivers with their hands on their hips or giving a thumbs up, looking like, well, recruiting posters. They look really happy and satisfied. But what is the life of a truck driver really like? I've been a professional Schneider driver for nearly 3 years now, and can tell you it's been fun, Interesting, frustrating, satisfying and challenging, often all on the same day. It's a cliché, but it really is true that for an over-the-road driver, one who spends a few days or weeks on the road before returning home, each day is different. One day I may be challenged by heavy traffic in a city, and yet, only a few hours later, I'm enjoying a nice drive along the state highway along the Mississippi in Minnesota, seeing an eagle soar across my path. So what's a typical day like for me? A typical morning. Let's say I've been out for a few days. I know what the next day is going to bring. Here's what my morning often looks like. Early start, I usually wake up before 0600, in a warm truck with my own favorite bedding and pillow I've brought from home. Breakfast, I can decide what I want to eat and drink after a full 10-hour break because I brought it with me as part of my plan to eat healthy. Shower, perhaps I'll take a shower before I go, or decide to take one a bit later in the day when I stop at one of our operating centers or a truck stop when I get fuel and take a break. Pre-trip inspection, after breakfast, I'll be doing my pre-trip inspection. Think of it like a pilot's pre-flight walk-around inspection. You've probably seen them do it on an airliner hitting the road. With everything shipshape, I'm headed down the road. Maybe I have a day or two of driving in front of me before delivery, or this may be the day to deliver my trailer to a distribution warehouse. A typical afternoon. While I start with a similar routine, the rest of the day is as different as my dispatch dictates. Here are a couple of the ways it could play out. Drop and hook, I may be dropping that trailer off and picking up an empty trailer to take to another shipper. Live unload, I may wait while they unload it at a receiving dock. In either case, my in-cab company computer, new tablet coming soon, details when and where I'm to get my next load, and it will also help me plan my trip. In the middle of my day, I'll take a 30-minute break. In the interest of safety, it is mandated by the Department of Transportation. It's important to get out of the truck, take a walk and stretch, and enjoy a light lunch or snack to keep me fresh and ready for the second part of my driving day. A typical evening. If I know where my day will end, I'll have planned for the place I plan on spending the night. Sometimes it's one of the many truck stops along my route, or a safe, well-lit rest area. I often stop overnight at rest areas I've come to know across the USA that are well maintained. In addition to well-equipped modern truck stops, some states go out of their way to provide amenities like showers and laundry facilities. In particular, the Ohio Turnpike, I-80, has a series of rest areas that are second to none when it comes to those facilities, along with food choices and plenty of parking. The longer you do it, the better you'll get at finding your go-to destinations, but wherever you end up, here's what an evening may look like. Finding parking, I do my best to be parked no later than 7 p.m., and since I usually start my day pretty early, being done earlier than 7 is fairly common. Post-trip inspection, once parked, I'll do my post-trip inspection of the tractor and trailer to make sure the equipment is still in good shape after a day on the road. Paperwork and workflow, after the inspection, I'll finish off any remaining paperwork or Schneider workflow load related tasks on the in-cab computer. Dinner, then I'll be ready to cook something for dinner. By carrying my own food in an electronic cooler, or ready to be cooked on board in a microwave, if your truck is equipped with one, or one of the 12-volt cookers available to heat up dinner, you can keep your costs down. Then when the opportunity presents itself, it's nice to make up a meal you can enjoy at a pleasant rest area. Every driver has to discover his or her own way to manage meals on the road. A little innovation can go a long way to prevent yourself from eating out every meal. Free time, I may spend the rest of my evening reading or working on my computer. For internet access, I have a data plan on my cell phone which turns it into an internet hotspot, allowing me secure access wherever I have a cell signal. With the bunk heater on to keep the cab warm during the late fall night, I'll get a good night's rest before getting up bright and early to get started on my next journey. The life of a truck driver is what you make it.